Hi, folks. Second night I can go back to my lives. I'm super excited. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I had another live planned for tonight, but sorry guys, something's in my eye. I had another live planned for tonight, but I got a chance to speak to somebody tonight that it was awesome. So now I got to talk about it. So some of you, well, if you're a vet to my lives, you already know that I stutter, and I shared my my whole stuttering story at one time a couple years ago. And if you want to hear that again, or if you are curious, you want to hear it, let me know. I'll tag you to it. But I kind of share my whole journey. But so when I gotta kind of give you a little background. I'm not gonna tell you the whole story because that would take forever. But I noticed stuttering about around when I was 6, right? And I didn't know anybody who stuttered. I thought it was kind of weird that I'm talking like that. Well, turns out that I actually did know somebody who stuttered. It was my cousin. And my cousin, I believe he's maybe a year or two or a few years older than me. I think a couple of years older than me. But I remember when I was in Iran, he was the only one that stuttered, right? And it was bad, like it was really bad. And so that's the only memory I have of somebody who stutters, right? Well, until until 2019, January 1st, 2019, I decided to challenge myself and go live for an entire year. So I actually ended up doing 369 lives. That there was 2 days that I actually went twice, right? Well, why I share that story with you, I promise I'll link it all together. There is something in here for us. I promise. I always do. I have some takeaway or feedback, but so for years I didn't know anybody, right? So I did that live, and somebody heard a story that I was sharing in one of my lives, and that led to me, talking to somebody and talking to somebody else. And like I said, I'm gonna shrink this story. If you want to know the whole story, I have done another live on it. But I ended up, so here's the punchline. I ended up getting to know somebody that stutters. This is the first person after my cousin, right? And I hadn't talked to my cousin for decades, right? I didn't even know where he was. But this person, Cookie, shout out. She was the first person that I actually came across with that stuttered, and kind of blew my mind, right? She started this group. I joined that group with her. There was 2 of us, just me and her, and now it's grown. And you're gonna see this live within that group as well. But it's grown to be what it is now. But here's my punchline. I just got off the phone with my cousin. Now, we've been Facebook friends for a few years, maybe 2-3 years now. Facebook has kind of connected me with so many people that I've lost touch with, which is awesome, right? But so I just got off the phone with talking to my cousin. We're talking for like, I don't know, 30-40 minutes. And the funny thing is, and remember, I told you this guy stuttered like bad. And the funny thing is, at the end of the conversation, we're talking, and he's all like, "Hey, isn't it weird that 2 people who stutter just got on the phone and talked for a half hour, 40 minutes, and they didn't even stutter once? I had to think about that. And I told him, I said, man, I'm going to talk about that in my life tonight. I'm going to tag him here too. I added him to my 2 groups as well. But isn't that weird? So 2 people who stutter and stuttered really bad, but now once in a while comes and goes. Um, they can get on the phone and talk and not even stutter once. Does that apply anywhere else? Or does that happen often? So when we're talking, we're like, wait a minute. If that's the case, if we just got on the phone and talking to each other and we didn't even stutter, then we gotta help more people out, right? We gotta kind of speak out and help more people out. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you? Hey, Gita, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So we gotta help more people out, right? So I thought it was really interesting for us to have this conversation. And I want you to think about this. We had this whole conversation, 30, 45 minutes of a conversation. And the conversation was never about stuttering. It was just about developing a business and putting some stuff together and working together. Now, he's in Europe. I'm here. How are you doing? How are you doing, Gita? It's good to see you. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you. So how awesome is that? 2 people who didn't have a voice now have a voice. Now they're going to hopefully work together and help others, right? Can you imagine that? I think that's powerful. I think that in itself, and listen to me. If you don't stutter, cool. If you stutter, cool. They're the same. And I want to share with you, if you don't stutter, what you take away from this is that's amazing. I think people can improve, people can get better, can people overcome their speed bumps, or let's say I don't want to even call it a disability because it's not. To me, it's not a disability. It's actually a blessing. Switch your mindset. Flip your mindset. And if it becomes, listen, you can say it's a disorder or a disability, or you can say it's a blessing, right? Brad, Modi, what's cracking? You're up. That's awesome, bro. So shift your mindset. But the one thing I want to share with you is that if 2 people that can started from not being able to speak anything, like just really stutter really bad, to be able to get on the phone for 30, 45 minutes and just talk and not even talk about stuttering and never stutter once, that tells you that people can improve. And that doesn't mean that you have to stutter to improve. I'm talking you can improve, you can change, you can overcome things, you can break through things. That's what I want to share with you. It's not about the stuttering. Stuttering is a symbol. And remember, and if you're a vet to my lives, you know this, but if you're new, welcome first. But I never ever refer to myself as a stutterer. I never do that. That's identifying yourself with that, and that's not me. That's saying I am that, and that is not me. And I've talked about this many times. I'm a human being. I am who I am, and then I stutter once in a while, right? You got to get that in your head. Now, I'm using that as a symbol, right? Because it could be anything. So you're a human being first, and then you got whatever you got on your plate. That is, that you feel like it's stopping you from progressing, stopping you from going somewhere else. It's just like, oh, I got that, so that's it. I can't do it. That mentality is only going to drag you down and keep you down. That mentality is not going to be one that you want to build yourself up with. That's not something you want to throw throw it in your backpack, fill your backpack with that, and then go climbing. That's not the attitude. Got to shift your mindset in anything it is. Listen, if you're a procrastinator, if you're whatever it may be, it can be changed, right? Because you can change. I committed to my stuttering, and I wanted to improve. And like I said, I've shared my original story, the whole story. What really motivated me to overcome this. I've shared that story, but if you haven't heard it, you want to hear it again, I can tag you to it. Just ask for it. But I was 15, 16, and that's what happened. And between 13 and 23, 24, I literally couldn't speak a word. Like my chin would shake. Some of you guys that stutter would know this. Chin shake. I would have to grasp for air. It was horrible, right? But now we're here. And I think that's powerful. That is powerful, because if that can happen with me, then a lot of things can happen with you. And I want you to be encouraged by that. We were talking to, I was talking to my cousin, and we were talking about, oh yeah, as a disability, he laughed at it, and so did I, which is a trip. Because if you had told me that 30 years ago, I would not have laughed. I would have cried. I would have probably, I don't know what I would have done, right? But when we talked about disability, he said, actually, you know what? It's been a blessing. Some people really like it. Some people enjoy it. Some people think it's cute, right? So if you switch, I want to share this with you. I don't want you to think this whole thing is focused on stuttering, because it's not. That's just a symbol. I just want you to be able to, at any given point, and I'm a work in progress. I tell you this all the time. I'm a work in progress. I try to catch myself. And that's something that I preach a lot. Just be conscious of it and just kind of catch yourself, right? And hear the same thing. Catch yourself. Catch yourself and say, you know what? I could overcome this. I could get better at working with this, right? I can improve myself. I can develop better skills to be more efficient, be more on time, do a side gig and have my job at the same time and have my family. See, all that is just, you can take all of that and say, okay, that can be changed, that can improve, because I can change it, because I can improve. Does that make sense? So like I think it came out to be more powerful than I thought this live, but I thought it was so encouraging, so powerful to talk to my cousin after 40 years, and probably even more, actually, maybe 42, yeah, maybe 40 years, 40, 41 years. But after all these years, never heard his voice after that, and be able to pick up the phone and talk to him. And I was anticipating him stuttering, and I'm sure he was anticipating me stuttering, and we didn't. And I think that speaks volumes. That tells you that people can improve if they choose to. It applies to anything. You can do anything if you choose to. PK, what's up? Hopefully you catch the replay of this. I think you will get a kick out of it. I think you'll really enjoy it. But people can improve, right? So if you can improve, that means you can do better. You can be more efficient, right? If you can do that, then you can do more for you and for others. I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. Like I said, if you want to know my full story, I've done it I did it about 2-3 years ago. And I can tag you to that, but I want you to I want you to be inspired, um, and I want you to be inspired, and I want you to be moved by what you can accomplish. You can accomplish. I want you to be impressed by yourself. You know, before you get impressed by anybody else, I want you to look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm impressed by you. Be impressed by yourself first. And then look others, right? Again, I hope you got some love. I know I got a little deep on this one. This was such a personal topic. It got to be like that. I freestyled it, and I think it was pretty cool. It was powerful. That conversation was pretty awesome. So hopefully you got some love, some inspiration, some value. You like, dude, this is awesome. I got to share this thing. Tag a couple people, share it on your wall, do what you got to do, spread the love. And listen, I want to know about you, your feedback. You're stuck, you're having a difficult time in life. Life hits you hard, you had a brick wall, you got a speed bump in front of you the size of a mountain, whatever it may be. I want you to know that you can change it, because you can change, right? And my channels are open. You can always message me, drop your comments below, tag me, do whatever you want to do. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in or checking the replay. I always love to get your feedback, so it would be nice to get it on this one especially. And remember, if you share, you show that you care. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.